Welcome, I'm Taryn Holowka with the U.S. Greenbuilding Council, and today we're here at the Greenbuild 2023 Annual Conference and Expo, and I am interviewing Lance Davis with the General Services Administration. Hey, Lance.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks for talking with us today. I wonder if you could maybe start out by talking a little bit about some of the sustainability initiatives that GSA has going on this year.
Sure. So this year we've had a tremendous influx of money with IRA, and that's been keeping us very busy at GSA, getting all of that rolled out to various projects across the country. We're looking at everything from net zero energy to net zero emissions, really pushing this idea of lower embodied carbon materials. We released new specifications for concrete and for asphalt, and then as well as glass and steel, and really trying to work with the industry to help change and find materials that are low embodied carbon. We continue to push on this idea of biophilic and natural sort of systems working in our buildings. We continue to, we've incorporated the Sustainable Sites Initiative at silver level, and we've had that for a while, and really continue to see those landscapes really starting to show up as a functioning system of our buildings. And so we're really excited about where that's taking us and how our buildings are incorporating everything from security to stormwater management to sustainability to beauty, all in singular systems that are integrated with each other. And so it really makes for beautiful architecture that's really high performing.
Amazing. That's a lot of stuff going on. We are standing outside of USGBC's ESG Summit. I was wondering if maybe you could talk a little bit about some of the ESG initiatives and how you're tracking and reporting those at GSA.
Sure. So we aren't actually using sort of an ESG in the traditional sense. We have the sustainable guiding principles that are put out by the Council of Environmental Quality at the White House that fortunately several of us were able to work on years ago, and now it's sort of blossomed into more and more standards for federal agencies. And we use that essentially as our ESG for the federal government. And that sets out what we're doing from an energy perspective, from a water perspective, for how we're bringing health and wellness into our projects. And then as part of that reporting mechanism, one of the great things they allowed us to do is use the LEED rating system as a system to show that we've met those guiding principles. And so GSA for quite some time has set our bar at the LEED Gold level for all of our projects. And we've found that to be extremely powerful in the industry because our design teams are coming with these integrated projects that are phenomenal and really high performing and win amazing design awards. And then we can report on that and send that up to the White House and show them that we've met all of their requirements along the way. So.
Wonderful. Also, it's USGBC's 30th anniversary this year. Very excited about that. Could you maybe talk a little bit about your involvement with USGBC, maybe how it's opened up some opportunities for you or for GSA?
Yeah, sure. So I've been involved with USGBC since probably about '98. And really have gotten to know the staff through those years. Peter Templeton, when he was just starting out at USGBC, getting to go out and sort of, we would go out to locations here in DC and, sort of solve the world's problems, talk about ideas and things. And I remember sitting around and going, hey, I'm really involved in the AIA chapters. USGBC really needs that, so where we can start educating more people around the country. And the next thing you know, we're working on a whole new chapter system. I was very fortunate to be on the LEED EBOM steering committee and got to write the LEED EBOM system with a phenomenal group of people that opened up my eyes to operations and maintenance that I'd never thought of before. So as an architect, thinking beyond sort of that grand opening for a building and thinking about how is it going to be taken care of in the long term wouldn't have happened if I didn't have that opportunity with the USGBC. And then more recently, I am finishing up my term as the past chair of the LEED Steering Committee. And that has been a phenomenal experience. As we sort of looked at the rating systems that were available to the marketplace, we really needed to step back and say, we need to start making significant changes in the LEED rating system and making sure that we are a leadership system for the long term. And we worked really hard with an amazing group of volunteers and staff to really set that ball in motion. And I'm really excited for everyone to hear about those changes that we're making in LEED V5 and how that's going to change the world. And so really excited about that. And it's been a lot of fun. Learned a lot and spent a lot of time with a lot of great people.
Yeah, since you mentioned LEED V5 and your work with the steering committee, I know a lot of time and effort has gone into all of this work. What are you most excited about for V5?
As we're designing these buildings and our neighborhoods and our communities, we need to be thinking beyond just us. And that goes into a lot of the equity and resilience aspects that I'm really excited about that are coming into this, and then into the biodiversity aspects. How do we treat the land? How do we treat the organisms that we share this earth with? And I think that's going to be a really powerful and sort of fun aspect of where LEED 5 is going to go. And of course, we're dealing with embodied carbon, and we're dealing with carbon in general, and we're dealing with operations, and we're really pushing for people to be more attuned to what they're building and aware of. And we're still trying to solve this being a leadership standard, but at the same time, trying to reach more people around the world. Because it's great that LEED is affecting the top 20%, of buildings in the world, but we need to get to the 50% people, the mom and pops who have a strip mall. How can we start making sure that those buildings are at least on a path? Maybe not achieving LEED yet, but are on a path. And so I think that's a really exciting perspective that we can start to build on. And I think LEED 5 starts to set us up to do that. And I'm really excited about the potential that might be coming in with that.
Wonderful. So just one last question. Where do you see the future of green building going?
Yeah, so I think it really starts to get into we need to get to more buildings around the world. And I think it's wonderful that we're affecting new construction. And I think the USGBC and the LEED rating system has been phenomenal at changing new construction. We still need to do better with existing buildings, and we still need to do with buildings all around the world. And so getting to those smaller buildings, getting to the buildings that would not normally do the LEED rating system, and starting to make those changes with them, having them be aware of the decisions they're making, having the developers that are building these, massive duplexes and stuff all over the place, start caring about the environment they're building and the people they're building for, not just their bottom line. And so I think that's going to be a really interesting perspective. I think everyone's really focused on climate right now, and that's understandable. I mean, crazy weather is happening all over the place. We're seeing, the news stories this year have been phenomenal, and that's scary. And it's happening, and a lot of people are paying attention to it. I don't know that as many people are paying attention to the biodiversity crisis that's starting to happen. We're seeing massive species starting to disappear. We're seeing things that were helping us take care of the earth starting to not be there anymore. And so I'm really interested to see how buildings and how manufacturers and designers can start to interact better so where that the decisions we're making about our buildings are better for all of us, and all being the global world, all of us. So yeah, that's where I think we're going.
Yeah, love that. Thank you so much. It was great talking with you, Lance. I hope you have a great Greenbuild week.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.